Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a weight loss hypnosis session based on the idea of making the decisions and choices linked to what would naturally lead to weight loss to be enjoyable and infused with positive emotions. And that's important because for a lot of people, the journey of weight loss is filled with negative emotions, things like pressure, expectation of failure, judgment, sacrifice, inner conflict, all these kind of emotions that make it unpleasant. And then, of course, the moment they fail, they're rewarded by going back and eating all of the very foods that led to the excess weight to begin with. And this is the loop that many people get themselves in. The key is, rather than losing weight to be happy, is to make the journey of weight loss enjoyable in and of itself. So that's why this hypnosis session taps into a Scandinavian concept called Hygge. Hygge is, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing this wrong, but Hygge is a feeling of warmth and coziness and comfort that is normally associated with things like the smell of cinnamon and warm soups and log fires and things like that. So I tap into the essence of Hygge to make the choices linked to things that would naturally lose weight. The way I look at weight loss is the opposite to what causes obesity. In most Western societies, people that are overweight are overfed and undernourished. There is a lack of nutrition and an excess of calories. Therefore, it stands to reason that the ideal way to lose weight is to have less calories, but more nutrition. Then your body's healthy and it doesn't crave more food because it's got the nutritional need met, and it can take the excess energy from the body fat, which is very similar in essence to the log on a log fire. It's just a fuel that gets turned into energy. So there's a few things going on here, mainly linked to healthy choices high in nutrients. So vegetables high in fiber, high in water content, soups, healthy teas, things like that. And it's about the idea of those choices compounded over time are actually what leads to weight loss, rather than some crazy diet that lasts 2 weeks that then people quit, which inevitably doesn't lead to weight loss. If you're struggling with weight and you would like to make changes and you feel that hypnosis can help, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation call to explore working with me. But you might find that this session is quite helpful. Ideally, it's a useful session when you feel like you're already making progress. Probably not the best session to start with, but it's a good session if maybe you've been doing 2, 3, 4 weeks worth of healthy eating and you want to build the momentum, you want to keep up with that, in which case this session could be quite helpful. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. As they close, notice the speed of your breathing. No need to change it. Just notice the feeling of air going in through your nose. As you feel the exhale, feel it leave. And as you feel the breath leave your body in your outward breath, get a growing sense that tension is leaving your body. And I'm not sure if that tension is coming from your eyelids, your jaw, your neck, or your shoulders. But just imagine that you're breathing in a wonderful feeling of resourcefulness, and you're exhaling tension and stress that may be building up over the last few weeks, giving you a wonderful feeling of deep calm and tranquility. That's it. Breathing in and breathing out with this wonderful feeling that you're becoming deeper and deeper relaxed. And I want you to imagine there is a cozy fire next to a bookshelf. And on that bookshelf is a big selection of books, but one of them catches your eye. It's a book simply titled The World's Forests. And just imagine sitting on a cozy chair, feeling the warmth of the fire, and flicking through a book with pictures of the world's most recognizable forests. And you can see forests perhaps in the Amazon, rainforests perhaps in Indonesia, maybe in the heart of the Congo. But as you flick through the pages, there's a forest that captures your imagination. Perhaps the giant redwoods of California. Trees that are hundreds of years old, as high as skyscrapers. And as you imagine looking at the impressive redwood trees in the forest, use the power of your imagination to imagine a cabin deep in the heart of that forest, miles away from any people. But I want you to imagine there's a cabin deep in the forest, surrounded by natural beauty. And in that cabin is a roaring natural fire with logs crackling. There's the light in the room of candles, but also the natural fire. Maybe there's music, the kind of music that makes you feel deeply relaxed now. And imagine you're in this cabin. You're in the cabin, listening to the music, feeling the warmth of the fire, with a growing sense that here in this place, you can relax, deeply relax. And maybe you can see a bookshelf that looks like a bookshelf that you've seen before. Only on this bookshelf, it's a book about your future. I want you to imagine picking up that book, making yourself comfortable, feeling this cozy feeling of deep relaxation. Nearby, a tea is being made, apple and cinnamon. And you can smell the smell of cinnamon in the air, feeling the warmth of the fire, and reading this book about your own future. And maybe there's pictures in this book, or maybe just words, but I want you to read a future that feels like a wonderful dream. The things you most desire in life are in this future. You can see pictures of yourself slim and happy, being more active. Maybe there's images of you hiking up mountains, walking perhaps up big hills in nature and countryside. But see a future where you've trained yourself to be overnourished. When people talk about Western societies, when they talk about the obesity epidemic, they talk about people being overfed and undernourished. That people have excess body fat but are deficient in essential nutrients and vitamins. So as you flick through this book, imagine seeing a journey of how you became overnourished. That nutrients can exist in the most surprising of things. A walk in the sunshine is a source of vitamin D. Something as simple as a soup with a variety of vegetables gives you so many different vitamins and nutrients. Drinking herbal or green teas give wonderful compounds and nutrients that speed up your metabolism. And sometimes when people are reading a good book, they get lost in the pages and almost become part of a story. And I want you to find yourself in a story where you're making excellent choices, day after day, excellent choices that takes your body to a place of being overnourished. Knowing that you can't really be overnourished, because if you have too many nutrients that your body doesn't need, the excess nutrients just leave your body in your urine. So it's impossible to be overnourished. But it's a good adventure to try. So as you read that book, feel an increasing enjoyment and craving for the wholesome goodness of green teas. Each sip igniting your body's natural fat-burning abilities. Experience a gratifying sense of fullness as you savor a bowl of fresh vegetable soup, nourishing your body with essential nutrients. And you can feel your body's innate wisdom as it starts to utilize stored fat for energy, making you feel lighter and energized. And over time, you'll notice a blossoming preference for fiber-rich vegetables, each bite taking you a step closer to feeling satisfied and nourished. Feel like you are the main character in the story of your transformation as you experience the delightful sensation of nourishment every time you choose wholesome, nutrient-rich foods. And you can feel a comforting warmth and satisfaction spreading through you with each sip of matcha tea, amplifying your body's fat-burning rhythm. And maybe you'll notice a growing love for the invigorating feeling that follows a meal rich in colourful, fresh vegetables. Your unconscious already understands that the colour of vegetables is a reflection of their nutritional properties, unlocking a desire to eat the rainbow. And you can experience the satisfying sensation of fullness as all those healthy fibres from vegetables nurture your body. Feel yourself turning the pages in that warm, cozy cabin, and you can feel an exhilarating energy as your body adeptly shifts to using stored fat for fuel, making you feel vibrant and active. And maybe you'll have that daily cup of green tea in the morning, or maybe in the evening, or maybe both. But you feel that this is a ritual that reinforces your body's fat burning capability. Is there anything more cozy than having hot soup in autumn or winter? And you can experience a heartwarming satisfaction with each spoonful of soup, knowing it's nourishing you and satisfying your hunger effectively. That after you finish soup, that feeling of fullness means that there's no desire to eat anything else. And as your body evolves, you can feel a pleasing lightness and agility as your body becomes increasingly efficient at using its fat stores for energy. Because body fat is simply stored energy. And as you give yourself the nutrients you need, but from fiber-rich and water-rich foods, your body will take the energy from your body fat, meaning you can become slimmer and healthier as a side effect of eating those delicious, nutrient-rich foods. And as you become overnourished yet underfed, you relish in this wholesome, nutritious choices you're making. And I don't know if it will happen in a few days or a few weeks, but sooner or later you will experience a delightful anticipation for the wholesome taste and feel of healthy teas and healthy soups. Each cup, each bowl, shaping a healthier, slimmer you. In the past, you've craved things that didn't nourish your body. It just gave you a fleeting feeling of temporary satisfaction and gratification. But as you feel the nourishing goodness of fiber-rich vegetables satiating your hunger, it gives you a wonderful feeling that is feeling full, content, and energetic. And as these nutrients from fresh vegetable soups replenish and rejuvenate your body, it gives you a wonderful feeling of making progress, feeling proud, feeling grateful of these tiny steps that you're building. And a wonderful uplifting sense of wellness and slimness seems to be growing and expanding within you. And that only increases with every wise, delicious food choice that you make. You can't lose weight in one day, but you can make great choices in a single day. And as you make great choices, and it feels good to make those great choices, isn't it just second nature to want to make more and more of these great choices? to feel an enticing pull towards healthy choices and nutritious meals, knowing that they are sculpting a healthier, slimmer physique with more energy, better health, more mobility, and see the pictures in this book of the clothes you're wearing in the future as your body evolves and adapts. And see pictures of yourself, maybe a reflection in a mirror of the satisfaction on your face as you notice changes, subtle at first, but just like you don't notice a tree growing in your own garden. Sometimes you will need to be caught off guard, seeing a reflection where you see your body in a different angle than you're used to, realizing that all of these choices have compounded to make a transformation. Maybe you see a photo of yourself and at first you don't recognize yourself because it seems like you've changed so much. So experience the thrill of seeing and feeling your body respond positively to your nutritious choices, guiding you towards a path of vitality, health, mobility, and freedom. So what feels like it would be impossible now becomes simply another choice in the future. A choice maybe of going on long hikes and walks simply because you want to. And then just imagine you put that book back on the shelf with a feeling, a conviction that it is your choices that will gravitate you towards the future that you desire, and you have unlocked an insatiable appetite, not for food, but for amazing choices, knowing that the choices will take you towards the future you desire. And imagine you've been in the cabin for 6 months, eating nutritious foods, drinking healthy teas, eating cozy, delicious, nutritious soups. And imagine there is a full-length mirror there in that cabin. And see what 6 months worth of healthy choices would have done to your body, and how good you would feel seeing that slimmer, healthier version of you looking back. And then imagine the reaction that would take place in the faces of those people that haven't seen you for 6 months. This radical transformation. Some people would be happy, and some people would feel threatened that perhaps you've made progress when they haven't made progress. But you are resolute. You are making progress whether other people are happy or not for your progress. And as you stand firm, you may be surprised at who you inspire to also follow a healthier past, because you are the evidence that incredible change is possible. And if your unconscious mind is ready to continue making healthy choices that train your body to burn fat and become healthier through the nutrition that you consume, let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine it's time to leave the cabin, but you leave the cabin feeling that mentally at least you're already slim and healthy and walking around this incredible redwood forest. And now it's time to leave this forest. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel like you're turning the pages of a book about forests, still in front of a fire but in a different location, and then even acknowledging that even that is just a thought within a thought, an idea within an idea, a dream within a dream, and now fully return to the present, listening to my voice firmly in this moment as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, feeling completely connected to this moment right here, right now, but feeling that you have an insatiable desire, cravings to make nutritious, healthy choices, to gravitate your life in the direction you desire. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.